Good morning, Sydney, and welcome to NWHP Wake Up Show. It's Monday, the 7th of October, with lows of 15, highs of 22, and a slight showers throughout the day. In other news, tensions are growing between North Korea and America due to President Trump's most recent Twitter outburst, threatening to start a nuclear war with North Korea. Good morning, Sydney, and welcome to NWHP Wake Up Show. It's Saturday, the 28th of October, and we have breaking news. We have officially confirmed that North Korea has launched a nuclear bomb that impacted in New York. We have no word yet on the destruction it has caused. The UN has announced a state of global emergency, and we are still waiting to see if the US retaliates. And oh my god. We have just received news that the USA has launched multiple nukes in response to North Korea. The missiles have landed along the border of North Korea and possibly regions of China. The casualties are predicted to be on a catastrophic level that has never before been seen. Good morning, Sydney, and welcome to NWHP Wake Up Show. It's Wednesday, the 6th of November. We send our prayers and thoughts to all those affected by the 28th of October bombings. In recent news, North Korea, China, and Russia have formed an alliance and officially declared war on the rest of the free world. Although tensions have been rising for quite some time, and many suspected there was already a hidden war, this officially marks the start of what the media is dubbing the Cold War 2.0. Good morning, Sydney, and welcome to NWHP Wake Up Show. It's Friday, the 8th of October. Following the declaration of the War of the North Korean Alliance, America has enacted Article 5 of the NATO Treaty, which states that if an armed attack occurs against one of the member states, it shall be considered an attack against all members. This means that similarly to the original Cold War, NATO will form the side in favour of capitalism. It also begins the Australian involvement and deployment into the Cold War 2. Good morning, Sydney, and welcome to NWHP Wake Up Show. It's the 12th of May, and there is an all-out nuclear war. Due to the instability of the city, I would like to point out certain safety bunkers throughout various areas of Sydney. There's 2 in Gordon, 1 in Northbridge, 1 in Forestdale, 50 in Cranbrook, and 0 in the inner west and greater western suburbs. NATO are assembling a team to stop the North Korean alliance as we speak. However, for your safety, if further attacks occur, then please, I advise you to seek shelter in these locations before it's too late. In other news, a popular belief among the people says that by eliminating the leaders that pushed us into this war, it could stop conflict between the nations and ultimately end the war. Good morning, Sydney, and welcome to NWHP Wake Up Show. Today is the 5th of September, and it has been almost half a year since the first nuclear bombings. It is unclear when the world will end, with neither side seeming to back down. All viewers are advertised to continue to ration supplies and stay underground until nuclear waste clears up. Good morning, Sydney, and welcome to NWHP Wake Up Show. Today is the 28th of April, and NATO have just announced that their team has successfully defeated the North Korean alliance. Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un is dead, and it looks like the war might finally end. As of this time, there has been no agreements between the nations to the end of the war. In other news, the Australian government has established various safe zones above ground in places that are unaffected by the nuclear war. These areas are safe from radiation, but the government urges that you should still try to stay underground to avoid crowding the safe zones. These various safe zones are in Longville, Mortdale, Dubbo, Glargenbone, and Kempsey. Another safe zone is being set up in Newcastle and Mount Druitt. That should be accessible in the coming weeks. Good morning, Sydney, and welcome back to NWHP Wake Up Show. It is the 19th of June, and today marks 3.5 years since the first nuclear bombings on New York. I've received news that the world governments have agreed to a peace treaty and have begun the disarming of all nuclear arsenals. The fatalities from the war are tremendous, with the population estimated at around 4 billion, which is almost half the population before the war started. Now the entire world is being run under capitalism, which means that another Cold War is unlikely to occur for a long time. Good morning, Sydney, and welcome back to NWHP Wake Up Show. For those who are in need of jobs or wanting them, this might be a very important announcement, so listen up. Due to the death and destructions of the war, the Australian government are asking for builders, architects, bomb diffusers, politicians, and overseas diplomats to help undo the destruction which has been caused. Good morning, Sydney, and welcome to NWHP Wake Up Show. It's the 29th of August, and this marks the first day of economic growth since the start of the Cold War 2.0. Around the world, we are seeing a slowly improving economy and a decrease in climate change, hunger, homelessness, poverty, and a lack of education. Research suggests that this is due to a decrease in population, so there are much more resources to be spread around per person. There is also a better person-to-land ratio, which means housing will be a lot more affordable. Good morning, Sydney, and welcome to NWHP Wake Up Show, and today is the 12th of September. The economy continues to steadily grow today, with the American dollar increasing by another 1.6% this week. Originally, the Cold War was seen as a disaster due to the tremendous amount of casualties, but now many are seeing this period after the war as a new age of growth for the world. The disaster of the Second Cold War has enabled our society to grow and prosper, and despite the destruction of the war, the whole world is now better off. Good morning, Sydney, and welcome back to NWHP Wake Up Show. It's the 22nd of October, and the effects of the war are officially over. Treaties have been signed, nuclear factories have been shut down, and now almost everywhere around the world, it is safe to go above ground again. This is a momentous time for the survivors, as we are finally free of the disastrous effects of the Second Cold War. To celebrate, I thought it would make sense to go back over the key events and effects of the war. It all started almost 4 years ago on the 28th of October when Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un launched a nuclear weapon towards the east coast of America, resulting in the American retaliation at both North Korea and China. It was this nuclear war that many aimed to prevent. However, in the aftermath of these events, it seems that the Second Cold War was good for humanity. While there were certainly many negatives such as the billions of lives lost, there were also many positives to this war that occurred. Just like the original Cold War, the lead up to this nuclear battle resulted in huge scientific breakthroughs. As well as this, the reduced population of the war has seemingly helped the fight against climate change, as well as reduced poverty globally, as there are now many more resources to be shared. The predicted economic growth after the war has already begun to occur and continues to increase. Overall, maybe Cold War 2.0 wasn't such a bad thing. I'll let you decide.